Hey everyone, it's Ross, aka When It's RVM, and today I'm going to tell you why you should consider walking for weight loss and why I do it myself. So there are 4 reasons that I'm going to give you, and the first is what I'll call completely obvious. It burns calories, and burning calories is good for weight loss. So it takes 10 minutes to do 1,000 steps approximately. So if you take the generic 10,000 step a day recommendation, that is 100 minutes of walking every single day. Now, imagine you do this on a treadmill in a gym. Say you drive to the gym, get changed, put your kit on, go onto the treadmill, and you just stand there walking for like an hour and 40 minutes. And it's the most mundane hour and 40 minutes of your life, and you do it every single day for 28 days. You would expect to lose weight loss, right? And that's because moving that much for that long a time is going to have a decent amount of calorie burn. Now, the cool thing about having a step target is you don't have to go to the gym and do that. You can just accumulate those steps in less tedious ways, going out for walks in nature, parking further away when you go to the shops, and so on and so forth, and just being generally busy throughout the day. And there are some studies to back this up. So I think the generic 10,000 step a day thing came from observational data where they looked at some country in Asia, I think it was. I don't know which one. I don't even know if it was actually that continent. But basically, they looked at this population. They had really good health outcomes. They all maintained a healthy body weight, and they all seemed to do about 10,000 steps a day. So that recommendation came from that. And since then, they've actually studied it. And the study was on women who were, I think, middle-aged. I think it was like 35 to maybe 55, and they were all overweight. And the only control they gave them in this study was to do 10,000 steps a day. They didn't give them any recommendations with diet. They didn't give them any recommendations with exercise. They just said do 10,000 steps a day, and those that adhered to it all lost weight. And I think the average weight loss was 2.5 kilos, which is about 6 pounds for us English, about half a stone. Now, you can imagine you don't diet, you don't do any exercise, you just walk more, and you lose half a stone in 6 months. That's absolutely insane. So you can see that just from sheerly a calorie burning perspective, it's a really, really good choice for weight loss. I've set my target as 15,000 steps per day, just as a short-term one for my short-term 28-day plan to lose 10 pounds. And that means I'm accumulating 150 minutes a day. I'm literally accumulating 2.5 hours of walking every single day. Like, obviously that's gonna help. And your target should be personal to you. So for me, I can do that. I haven't really got a lot else going on in my life during the pandemic. What else would there be to do when you have no children? Just go out and walk. But if you are homeschooling, if you're working from home and homeschooling, you've got a house to look after, all that sort of stuff, and you find that you do about 4,000 steps a day, just try and get up to 5,000, just try and get up to 6,000. If you're someone who works remotely and at the moment you're like stuck in your apartment and you literally do like 200 or 300 steps a day, just try and get 2,000 in a day, and you're going to be burning more calories than normal. You're going to be increasing your activity levels. But just make your target challenging but achievable, and that's reason number 1. Reason number 2 is it's measurable. So the reason that I like measurable is because people aren't good at perceiving reality. Basically, people always think they're eating less than they actually are and moving more than they actually are. And this combination is obviously really, really bad for weight loss. And I literally have lost count of the amount of time someone has said to me, I don't know why I'm not losing weight. I don't eat that much. I'm active, I'm exercising. They don't exercise as much as they think they do. They're definitely not as active as they think they are, and they definitely consume more calories than they think they do. So by having it as something that's measurable and having the feedback of a Fitbit to tell you what you actually are, how active you actually are, as just going by how active you perceive yourself to be, stops you from lying to yourself, so you don't get in your own way on your weight loss journey. So today, literally 2,490, which sucks. We're currently at 3:30 in the afternoon as well. So I'm gonna go out for a long walk after I've done this video to get to my 15,000. But that stops me from lying to myself. That makes me go out on a walk. So because it's measurable, it gets done, and you can't lie to yourself. And that's why I like walking for weight loss and tracking it. I've got a Fitbit. I got a second-hand one because I just don't really care, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. You could do the same if you don't want to spend a lot of money. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, just go get a fancy one. You can even get like pedometers from the British Heart Foundation that you just like clip in, that cost £5, I think, or there are much cheaper alternatives that cost around £10 to £15. So I would thoroughly recommend investing in something like that if you want to start walking for weight loss. Number 3 is just getting out in nature. So I don't know about you, but I feel so much better when I'm getting out in nature on a regular basis. My mood is better, I feel happier, and honestly, what better health outcomes could you imagine than just having the mental health of happiness and feeling better? So I think this is actually evidence-based, but I don't really look into the evidence of just general wellness. I only look into the evidence of exercise and weight loss and nutrition and things like that. So I've just heard this and it suits my bias, so I'm talking about it. But I genuinely think it's actually evidence-based science that walking out in nature improves your mood and is good for you. It's forced me to explore my local area more. I've been out in loads of woodlands and just found loads of nice places that I wouldn't have bothered to if I didn't have a Fitbit telling me to stop being so lazy. So number 3 is just getting out in nature. And number 4, the fourth and final one, I think this one's really, really important, is recovery from exercise. So walking is so low intensity by nature. It doesn't take anything for your body to recover from walking. And it's so low intensity from nature, it doesn't get in the way of your recovery from your exercise sessions. So for toning up when losing weight, you want to maintain muscle, and to maintain muscle, you're going to want to be doing some form of resistance training, some form of strength training. And you want to be recovering in between this so you can give your best every single time that you go and you do your resistance training, and so that also you don't pick up niggles. Now, much like the 10 minutes for 1,000 steps a day is quite useful and interesting, another interesting useful one is it doesn't matter how far the distance is, whether you walk it doesn't matter whether you walk or whether you run or whether you jog the same distance, you'll burn the same amount of calories. Obviously, if you run it, it'll be quicker. Obviously, if you walk it, it'll be slower, but you'll burn the same amount of calories. So if you're someone who recovers really, really well, and you're just a bit of a machine and you can just hammer your body and it just recovers and keeps getting better and you keep getting fitter and you never get injuries, you never get niggles, like you could crack on and go running and get your steps done quicker. If you're like me and you're very, very fragile and you just break very, very easy and pick up injuries and niggles, you should definitely walk. Don't fight against your body, just go with it and walk. Do the low intensity stuff, do the stuff that doesn't take any recovering from, do the stuff that doesn't get in the way of your recovery from your harder training. I got diagnosed with arthritis when I was 26 in my left knee. So I literally have no cartilage on my knee. So it's just like bone on bone going like that if I go running. I played a game of football like a year ago and I couldn't walk properly for about a week and a half. So I'm definitely not going to go out running. So it's really beneficial to me to know that I can do the low intensity walks, and that's going to accumulate to my weight and fat loss, and I don't have to go out running. And that's pretty much it. Those are the 4 reasons. That's why I think you should consider walking for weight loss. That's why I'm walking for weight loss. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want more information like this, I'm going to be sharing loads on how you can be fit, toned, leaner. Do subscribe, and if you have any comments or any questions, just drop them below in the comments section. In the description of this video, I've left links to my Instagram. I've got I just started up a vegan Instagram profile, and the reason for that was I had someone ask me. They said, "Ross, I've got this friend who's vegan. What's your fitness profile account so that I can like send them your way?" And I was like, "Well, my fitness profile account is @musclesoverbones, but all the content on that is kind of aimed at my demographic, at my clients who are women who drink too much wine but want to be fit, and I don't really put much vegan stuff out there. So if you are a female who drinks too much wine but wants to be fit, follow @musclesoverbones. If you are a vegan or you're interested in plant-based nutrition, then follow Fit, Toned and Vegan. And yeah, all of that is in the bio. And that is it. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.